Good morning to my abundance tribe. I have been, inspired or called to address the whole day 5 issue from my own personal experience and from what I experienced with my own group that you guys are the group that I ended up creating. But with the group that I'm working with personally through this process, there was a lot of resistance to this, as well as we are experiencing a lot of resistance in our particular tribe as well. So rather than spending all of my time typing and texting, which is difficult to get my words out on paper, I thought that I would do a video just talking about this a little bit, because I believe that there's probably a lot of people that are doing this sputtering and spewing and pacing and really wanting to basically flee, that whole fight and flight reaction to something where fear is invoked in us. Our first reaction, of course, is the get the fuck out of Dodge kind of scenario. So I just wanted to address this personally and let you all know that this isn't a task that actually has to be completed. It is a task that is intended to push you past your comfort zone. It is intended to really make you sit and question where you are right now in terms of your ability to give and receive. And it's the sitting with it. It's the journaling through it. It's the being really honest with yourself about where you're at right now, what your energy looks like, what you're capable of giving. That's where the work is at. This is about the law of energy and energy exchange. And so I was having a conversation with one of the members yesterday, and I used the analogy that if somebody was to come to you and say, you've just won a lifetime worth of free chocolate, or if you don't like chocolate, you could use the analogy free gas for life. You can have as much as you possibly want, visualize yourself closing your eyes and creating a tank of gas anytime, any day, as much as you possibly want from now until for the rest of your life. And then you have to ask yourself, what would you do? What would you do with that? Like, would you hoard your chocolate? Or would you share it with the world? And if you did choose to share it, how would you share it? Would you wait until people came into your home, and then whenever they came in, you would say, okay, look, would you like some chocolate? Because I've got unlimited amounts of chocolate that I would love to share with you as often as possible throughout the day. Or would you manifest all of the chocolate that you could possibly get and run out into the world and just go knocking on people's doors and give it to them? So it's about exploring, what do I have and how would I choose to share it? Because it's all about recognizing the unlimited abundance that we do have and then sharing it. So it's that energy of putting out energy, but then also receiving it. So it's like this infinite amount of energy coming in and coming out. And when we think and we feel abundance, then it creates an electromagnetic energy or force field that generates even more abundance. And I think it's about coming to a place where we're aware of that and where we're challenged. I'm calling in all of this energy, but how much of it am I actually absorbing? How much of it am I actually really allowing to enter? Am I fully buying into this yet, or am I not? And so it's just, the answers don't really matter for anybody else except for you. So it's just a matter of asking yourself these questions. when I sit with this task and I sense and I feel resistance, what does that resistance look like for me? What am I afraid of? What boundaries am I willing to push to expand myself? Or am I willing to expand myself? You know, there's lots of comments that have come through, you know, people, courage has come up a lot. Do I have the courage to do this? Do I have the courage to put myself out there and make myself vulnerable in front of other people? Fear of being a good leader. And it's not necessarily about being a leader per se. It's just about sharing the abundance that you've called in. And now it's time to maybe put some of that out there. There have been other members of my group who said, no, I'm not comfortable with the technology aspect of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cultivate a balance between giving and receiving in my own way. One person said, I'm going to do my giving part by going out and getting groceries and picking up prescriptions for people. That is the way I'm going to choose to cultivate my energy exchange. So it's not about doing it in this way that has been set out for you. I personally don't really agree with the way that was sent out. One person did say, you know, it feels sort of like a chainmail kind of thing. I can totally resonate with that because I did get that feeling when I was first presented with the task. So it's a matter of switching your perception, switching your mindset around into this, okay, the intention behind this task is about where is my energy and what does it look like and in what way am I willing to share? Because getting out of that, we only have a limited amount of energy, and the energy that I do have, I'm going to keep. It's about expanding that. It's about understanding that energy, you don't get to keep it. You don't get to hoard it. The more you create, the more there is. So getting back to the analogy of, you know, having the world's unlimited amount of chocolate, would you continue manifesting that and cultivating it and sharing it with the whole world? Or would you just keep manifesting your own chocolate bars and piling them in a closet to keep for yourself? There's no point in keeping it because you can have as much as you want for the rest of your life. And so I think that that's kind of where we have to expand our brains into this this whole unlimited abundance thought process and expanding it beyond ourselves. And if you find that you're not ready to expand it beyond yourselves, that's perfectly okay. It's just being aware, just opening our brains to that reality, to that possibility of the sharing and of the energy is not something we contain and keep. It's something, again, that comes in and goes back out. And so for those of you who have pushed past the resistance, for those of you who sat and journaled your way through it, for those of you who are still struggling and fighting with it, no need to fight. There's absolutely no need to fight. This is your path. This is your journey. Just stay committed to the meditations. Do the meditations on a daily basis. At this point, nobody is going to be kicked out of the group. I really didn't like that component of it. And I've also, you know, I heard this quote the other day, actually yesterday. It said, part of learning to grow is knowing when to break free of the rules. And so for me personally, I've decided that some of these tasks, the rigidity of them, I don't, it doesn't flow with me personally. And so I am going to modify some of them in terms of if there's a strict rule set down, I'm going to, you know, when I do the cut and paste thing, I'm just going to cut that part out and paste maybe something different. From this point onward, it's just about committing to the meditations on a daily basis. I think doing the tasks is extremely valuable because it causes us, it challenges us to do the inner work and question, why do I have to do this? But then when you do it, you put the work in, you write the words down, you start to do the journaling, those thoughts stay with you, and your world and your thought processes expand a little bit, and that's where the learning is. That's where the personal growth begins. So for those of you who do choose to create a group, blessings to you. I know personally it's been amazing being given the honor and the privilege of working with you guys. I get excited when I see that, day 4 done, or day 3 done, or receiving personal messages from each one of you based on your immediate challenges during the tasks. That's a growing process for me, right? Because as you push past your boundaries and work through your own personal resistance, I'm learning as well. So we're all learning together. And the more we learn and the more we grow, the more growth and awareness we get to share with the world around us, which I guess is part of the point. So in saying that, do the meditation. If you don't want to create your own group, that's okay. Just visualize yourself creating it. Just visualize yourself sharing this energy of abundance that you're starting to manifest, that is starting to become a part of who you are. Just go into like a little visualization within yourself and just put it out there into the world. Maybe, remember when we did the list of people that we consider prosperous in our lives? Think about for a minute the people that you put on the list. Now ponder for a minute the people that you didn't put on the list. Who are they? And ask yourself why you didn't put them on the list. And those are the people I think that need this kind of energy the most, right? And so those people that you love, that are in your world, that are in your space, that you believe that there's something. Obviously these people are thinking and acting and behaving and making choices in their daily lives that reflect the reality that they feel as if they are lacking something, that they're lacking abundance and prosperity in some way, shape, or form. And so those are the people that need our energy right now. And so perhaps sending them that image of unlimited abundance and those wow moments that we've had, and those moments where we have felt open and beautiful and full during our own meditations, where we realize that we are open to receiving and we can create unlimited abundance in our lives. When you want everybody in your world to feel that way, I think that's what this is about as well. It's about that fullness that we're experiencing, being able to share it with others, or even just send them the love and the energy that you wish for them. And then ask yourself again, did you put yourself on that list? I thought about that yesterday. I thought about, did I put myself on my own abundance list? And I didn't. So I went back and I put myself at the top. That generates a whole different mindset and energetic feeling as well. So there's a little food for thought. Anyway, I'm coming up to 14 minutes of rambling. I hope that this has helped. I hope that this maybe has settled a little bit of anxiety for those of you who may be experiencing it. For those of you who worked through your anxiety and through your resistance, I'm so proud of you. Wow. Whew, okay. Love to you all. May you enjoy this beautiful sunny day. And one last thought, I invite you to go out into nature. Tune into the abundance of the universe. Maybe shed some old stuff that you know that no longer serves you in your space today. And that way you make more room and you open yourself up for calling in even more abundance and prosperity and whatever it is you want your reality to be. Love and blessings to you all. Namaste.